In our news this morning, state government set to take over Salvation Army Secondary School, Akbc. Governor's wife, Patience, tax youth on skill development. Niger Delta Development Commission ends 3-day capacity building workshop. Federal government orders withdrawal of police personnel from VIPs. We have details of these and other stories in a moment. A very good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. My name is Juliet Richard. As part of efforts towards efficient service delivery in the education sector, the state government has expressed willingness to take over the Salvation Army Secondary School, Akbc, in Nserubium local government area. Governor Moino gave the indication, mentioning that the Cottage Hospital, Akbc, is one of the 6 cottage hospitals in the state to be given a first lift. Government House reporter Patience John completes the story.
Governor Moino, who acknowledged that the Salvation Army Secondary School has produced Greater Akwa Ibom people, expressed the intention of his administration to take over the school and thanked the Salvation Army for establishing and maintaining the school over the years.
We would like to work with the Salvation Army School, let government partner with you, hand over the school to government. I believe that we will change the name, we will just ensure that we partner with you, work with this. If we have all these leaders attend this school, they were there, and it's good we just make them happy.
The state's chief executive equally undertook an inspection of the Cottage Hospital, Akbc, where he regretted the poor state of the institution and promised government's intervention to enable the health facility serve its purpose to the people. Governor Moino added that incentives and social amenities will be provided at the facility for doctors' convenience.
We renovate their quarters, we give them basic amenities.
And once I'm around an area, we try to add some other things to it to make that worth the while. So I'm here to see this facility. I actually thought it was a primary health facility, but it's the Spirit of God that brought me here. This is pathetic. This is pathetic. So what we are going to do, I've requested the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Health, to let us see the hospitals, cottage hospitals. We'll intervene in about 6 immediately, and that intervention will try and fix up the cottage hospitals.
Patience John, Akbc News.
Over 300 select skilled Akwa Ibom youth have been hosted by the wife of the state governor, Pastor Patience Moino, at the celebration of this year's World Youth Skills Day. The day set aside by the United Nations to strategically celebrate and equip young people with skills for employment, decent work and entrepreneurship, held at the Banquet Hall of Government House, Uyo. The reports.
Recognizing the significant roles that youths who engage in small, micro and medium enterprises, SMEs, play in job creation and sustaining development in society, the governor's wife, Pastor Patience Moino, harped on equipping young entrepreneurs with the knowledge needed to scale up their businesses and boost their income. Marking the day with the theme, Youth and Entrepreneurial Skills in a Society, Bookkeeping, Pricing and Branding, the First Lady stated the relevance of feeding young entrepreneurs with vital information to make their businesses thrive. She assured them of the governor's commitment to encourage entrepreneurial ventures by providing enabling environments through his Arise agenda.
In addressing the existing unemployment challenges prevalent in our society, encouraging and supporting young people in pursuing entrepreneurial endeavors allows them to unleash their innovative potential, enabling them to address social and economic challenges from an innovative and distinctive standpoint.
Resource persons shared their expertise with the youth on pricing, bookkeeping, and branding. Speaking on pricing, Mr. Niekanedet highlighted pricing as a fundamental aspect of business that should be valued, while Mrs. Itoro Kwama, who spoke on bookkeeping, reiterated the need for youth to keep proper record as the nucleus of every business. Matthew Moore captivated the audience with branding tips, urging entrepreneurs to step up their game.
Your bookkeeping is a debit and is a credit. You didn't just lose money, you are about to have an offer. So think about it that way. When you are doing bookkeeping, it's so you can know the health of your business.
In pricing, we have to look at the value because the client is only interested in knowing how much you have paid for this service. I'm careful not to mention the price that is too high and the client will say, forget it, I'm not interested.
The thing that is going to make your business run in the next 4 years is that when people see you as a solution provider, if you don't have this product and you know somebody that has it, recommend the person. Tomorrow they will come back to you because you always have the information.
The event received the goodwill of people who charged the youth to implement all the knowledge acquired.
So we are charging you now, just like you have heard. Go back and make it happen.
If you ignore pricing, if you ignore bookkeeping and ignore branding, you are simply just preparing the burial date for your business.
We also implore all the youths that are in this gathering to put to good utilization what they have learned.
Akwa Ibom State Deputy Governor Senator Akone Yaranyi has charged graduates of St. John Paul II College, Uyo, on the need to lead by example as their conduct will rub off on succeeding generations of students. Senator Yaranyi gave the charge as a keynote speaker during the occasion of the maiden graduation ceremony of the college's class of 2023. A government house reporter, Tabima Kun, reports that Senator Yaranyi was received by the proprietress and wife of the Senate President, Mrs. Unoma Akbc.
Senator Yaranyi noted that the theme of the graduation ceremony, celebrating excellence beyond boundaries, was instructive, emphasizing the need for the graduates to give good account of themselves in both learning and character.
Celebrating excellence beyond the boundaries, which is the theme of this maiden graduation ceremony, is very, very instructive. It confirms your alma mater is committed to excellence. As you are going into the university, you can graduate with a first class and become the next big name in your family and in Nigeria, and you will be celebrated.
Dr. Yaranyi saluted the proprietress of the college, Mrs. Unoma Akbc, for the vision of the school and her relentless investment in the Akwa Ibom child.
And for the period that she served the state as a first lady, I worked with her, I was there, and I saw how she mentored the younger generation, how she mentored the adult level, how she mentored the women that today we are able to stand. And the same spirit is what she has transferred to you So you have the privilege to perform and act excellently anywhere you find yourself.
Earlier, Dr. Magnus Namaka, the divisional head of Keystone Bank, and the state chief magistrate, Mrs. Ekaite Afobi, took the graduates on ways to navigate the path of life to success.
You must begin to learn how to relate with people. You have to have good interpersonal skills. You have to know how to adapt to situations and be emotionally stable.
The impact of friends on your journey of life is enormous. Show me your friend, and I will tell you who you are. Your friends are a reflection of who you are. Friendship between a law-abiding person and a recidivist will not work.
The event featured music, dance, and drama presentations by the students. Akbc News.
The wife of the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Patience Umoino, was among the first ladies of the 36 states of the Federation who attended the first official meeting with the wife of the President, Senator Oluremi Bola Tinubu. The meeting held at State House Abuja provided an opportunity for the First Lady to formally unveil her Renewed Hope initiative, which is to run as a national program. Margaret Bassi has the rest of the story.
The president's wife, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, intimated the governor's wives of the vision and mission of the Renewed Hope Initiative, RHI, a non-governmental organization which will span the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the frontier to achieve various initiatives of her office towards the welfare of Nigerian women and children. She requested the wives of governors to inaugurate local government coordinators who are wives of council's chairmen or female council chairmen to make sure that the goals of the initiative geared towards grassroots development is achieved, reminding them that it is time to fulfill the many promises made during the campaigns. The president's wife asked for their unalloyed support in order to affect the grassroots positively, which can only be collectively achieved.
I wish to remind each of us that the exalted position that we are in today should be seen as an opportunity to impact more meaningfully not only the lives of people in your states, but Nigeria as a whole. During the electioneering campaigns, promises were made, and it is now time to commence the work of fulfilling these promises and more. Therefore, to reach every nook and cranny of the country, I would need your immense support. We are here today as women of this great nation to birth an initiative which will enhance not only the lives of Nigerian women and youth, but the entire family in general.
At the end of the meeting, which was attended by the wife of the Vice President, Hajia Nana Shetima, and representatives of governor's wife from a few states, the president's wife said elections and partisan politics were over, adding that it was time to collectively build Nigeria and reach out to the vulnerable in the society.
Work has started, and we want to, jointly build Nigeria together. Nigeria belongs to all of us, and this is not party issue now. We have to come together, reach out to the vulnerable amongst us. So we're excited about the Renewed Hope initiative, and we are ready to take it up to the grassroots. So we expect when the governor's wives go back home, they are going to inaugurate the wives of chairmen to be coordinators at the local government.
The Renewed Hope initiative, which is to be implemented in several layers, will have the wives of state governors as state coordinators and female local government chairmen or wives of local government chairmen as local government coordinators. Margaret Bassi, Akbc News.
Winners of the essay competition for students in senior secondary schools across Akwa Ibom State, organized by Akbc Radio Academic Program. The Academy have been presented with prizes. The presentation, as part of activities marking the 2023 World Public Relations Day, held by the Public Relations Unit of Akbc in conjunction with the state chapter of the institute. Esther Morin reports that the essay writing aims at assessing the students' knowledge of public relations as well as its relationship between the media and the society.
From the assessment reviews by the panel of judges of the National Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, as read out by the coordinator of the Radio Academic Program, Mrs. Mercy David, Ms. Favor Basijan of Oforukwa Secondary School, Mayakno David of Bright Stars Model Secondary School, and Inuborn Kingsley of Bright Stars Model Secondary School, Uyo, emerged overall best candidates in the competition.
We needed them to understand certain things in writing an essay. So we sent out the scripts to the judges who happen to be teachers, lecturers in the university. And today we have those people who have been selected as having met the top 4. We'll be handing over prizes to our children who had been part of public relations.
Favor Basi John emerged first with 80%. Mayakno David second with 65%. And Inuborn Kingsley third with 50%. Gift items, cash prizes as well as certificates were presented to the winners at the Akbc transmitting station Ntaginyam by the Director General Akbc, Pastor Eneti Upe, a fellow of the NIPR, and a former state chairman, NIPR, Aparawa Okonime, who both congratulated the winners.
Okwon Broadcasting Corporation, the Academy 2023 essay writing competition marking World Public Relations Day. This certificate is proudly presented to for taking the first position in essay writing. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
We would like to encourage you, thank God age is on your side, and then you plan that your future will have a big chunk of PR.
In their separate responses, the winners expressed joy for being part of the program and thanked the organizers for the privilege given them.
Happy and delighted and of course privileged to be here.
I feel really overwhelmed. I consider this a great privilege.
A nice package living secondary school, so I'm grateful for Akbc for the opportunity.
The program received the support of Water Clean Nigeria Limited, producers of Asan Water, Ikorepene, Chairman, Akwa Ibom State Chapter, NIPR, Mr. Nsemeke Udokpan, Director General, Akbc, Dr. Aniete Upe, Director Programs, Akbc, Mrs. Magdalene Udokan, and Dr. Bernard Dixon, Department of English, University of Uyo. Esther Morin, Akbc News.
Apartheid. Niger Delta Development Commission ends 3-day capacity building workshop. Federal government orders withdrawal of police personnel from VIPs. We have details of these and other stories shortly after the break.
This is home, where we all belong. The place where life is beautiful. The peaceful ambience we enjoy when we live together in unity and love. It's only mine, you know. We go stand together, we go make them better. We be brothers and sisters, no matter where we be.
Complying with its responsibility as the image maker of the Niger Delta Development Commission, the Corporate Affairs Department has ended a 3-day capacity building for staff of the department. Held in Uyo, the workshop with the theme Building Capacity for Excellence was opened by the Managing Director of NDDC, Dr. Samuel Obuko. Declaring the workshop opened, the representative of the Managing Director of NDDC, Mr. Ogega Oweribo, welcomed participants and spoke of the importance of the training. Mr. Oweribo, who is the Chief of Staff to the Managing Director, said the training will x-ray the need to work in synergy with other departments in the Commission, expose weaknesses, and build staff capacity.
In the Akbc and Commission, as we all know, we are determined on this department to achieve our mandate must work. For the big team to succeed, all the smaller teams and units within the team must up their aims as we all individually and collectively.
Describing the exercise as a needful engagement, the Director, Corporate Affairs NDDC, Dr. Obitoye Abosede, applauded the choice of the resource persons, expressing the hope that lessons gained will be beneficial to the Commission and the public.
The department is having all the officers of the enemies. A task which requires proper training. Furthermore, the new media, which was either operating as an independent unit, is now fully incorporated into the umbrella of the Public Affairs Department.
To the lead facilitator of the workshop, Mr. Moffat Ekoriko, the training was born out of the need to deepen communication in the Commission and to train staff of the Corporate Affairs Department on the need to communicate effectively. Mr. Ekoriko, who is the publisher of News Africa magazine, London, said the training will equip the staff to discharge their duties effectively and efficiently.
Building that capacity, we put together a capacity workshop, building capacity for excellence. And that is important because at the end of this exercise, everybody is going to leave this venue equipped to handle the imperatives, the demands, and the challenges of public communications in NDDC.
Papers were presented on imperatives of corporate communication management and peculiar challenges of public communications in the Niger Delta region, among others. The use of iconic tools, pictures or videos known as emojis is common in the contemporary communication means. A Yarno poll in this report examines the importance of emoji in communication as the United Nations set aside July 17 to celebrate Emoji Day.
In the past, messages were sent to loved ones, associates and friends with voluminous write-ups, or as telegram, especially if it is love letter where the sender strives to impress the partner. Such letters carried salutations such as Ditto from the School of Love, Department of Kissing, Faculty of Flowers, and with Heart of Gold or Bleeding Heart. But in the 21st century, there has been a lot of innovation and transformation after the advent of computer, which has almost replaced letters. Now, one can send a love note through computer or a phone using just a symbol with not even one word, expecting the receiver to decode the message. Amazing, isn't it? This is possible only with emoji, which in Japanese language means picture word, first created in 1990 by Shigetaka Karika while working in the Japanese telecom company. The release of the first iPhone by Apple in 2007 had an emoji keyboard, and since then, the emojis are developed and updated. prompted the United Nations to set aside July 17 as World Emoji Day, an unusual official holiday intended to celebrate emojis. The designers have created a variety to make sure the excitement, and each represents a word and shapes like the heart, tools, figures, and human. It therefore means if you are still writing long messages in film, you are analog. Funny, right? So, what do our people know about emojis?
We have signs of maybe breakfast like tea. We have signs like I'm on my way, you put a keke, you put a plane, but you use them based on the chatting. Sometimes if you raise and a sign of loss, we will put emoji. Okay. Why? Something that goes on air like that when we do call or any other things like that. Negative from emoji. Yes. I do Minister of Transport. Use anything. I mean, it communicates a kind of hidden discussion. Emoji is good, but not good for formal purposes. Emoji.
I use them like so often, like every day, like daily. I think emoji is something I use to express myself like most often. Like I could say thank you so much and I put a smiling emoji.
But the same as you have explained, I will start using it.
Emoji. There is a lot of emoji. It's smiling emoji, like emoji that signify when you are angry. I don't use love emoji. I don't do love.
It is better to flow with time. Learn to use emojis to communicate. Celebrate the brains behind the emojis. And remember that the best way to mark the day is to send at least 3 emojis to someone. That is from yours truly to you. Happy Emoji Day. Eyageno Paul. Akbc News.
The federal government has withdrawn the mobile police force personnel attached to several very important persons, including ex-governors, former ministers, and lawmakers. The orders contained in a release from Mopol 45 Force Headquarters, Abuja. The development came a few weeks after the Inspector General of Police, IG Olukayede Obetukun, vowed to withdraw police mobile force personnel from VIP escorts and guard duties. The Inspector General also announced plans to establish the Special Intervention Squad, which according to him would have 40,000 highly trained police officers, including selected officers from the police mobile force. The IG said the idea was to allow the police to take back its place in the internal security architecture of the country, while the protection of dignitaries remains paramount. Mr. Obetukun said it is imperative that the force realign its priorities to address the escalating security challenges faced by the nation as a whole. Preparations have been concluded for the final obsequies of the patriarch, late Chief Richard Akpaniyang of the Nongibat royal family in Mbribaritam, Itu local government area. He was aged 97. The late Chief Richard Young was among the first set of pupils who were tutored at the Dane St. Hilary School, Ekritam, in Itu local government area in 1935. On completion of his Standard 6, he began his teaching career, tutoring across several local governments in the state until his retirement after 35 years of service. The late Chief Inyang believed strongly in education as a passport which prepares one for the future, and was always proud to meet men and women he had taught during his teaching career. Until his demise, he was a Catholic faithful who had taught his family to follow Christ. A statement from his son, Mr. Camilo Sinyang, indicates that a vigil mass in honor of their patriarch is scheduled for Tuesday, July 18, 2023 at St. Agnes Catholic Church, Mbribat Itam, at 6 o'clock in the evening. Funeral mass will hold on Wednesday, July 19, 2023 at St. Agnes Catholic Church, Mbribat Itam, in Itu local government area by 10 o'clock in the morning, while interment follows immediately at his family compound in Mbribat Itam. According to the statement, the late Chief Richard Akpan Inyang is survived by wife Madam Teresa Inyang, 8 children, 16 grandchildren, and other relatives. Friends and well-wishers are invited to join the family to bid their late patriarch farewell. And that's all we have for you this morning. Before we wrap up, another look at the major stories. Akwa Ibom State government has expressed willingness to take over the Salvation Army Secondary School, Akayubium, in Nserubium local government area. Governor Moino gave the indication when mentioning that the Cottage Hospital, Akayubium, is one of the 6 cottage hospitals in the state to be given a first lift. We also brought you reports that the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has ended a 3-day capacity building workshop for staff of the Corporate Affairs Department of the Commission. That's the news we have for you this morning. We appreciate your company. Do have a blessed day.